Well, hello, my beautiful Aries. Welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with a little bonus reading all about you. I've already cleansed your space and I've meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about, pretending to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings and I will never reach out to you personally to offer one. Also, I will never ask you for money, e-gifts, or donations. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam. Okay, let's move straight on with your reading. I'm going to cleanse your space hourly, so please be mindful. There's going to be 3 loud sounds. Let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Aries, this is a little bonus reading all about you. Us tarot readers, we tend to focus on career, money, love, but we never ask, how are you doing? So this reading is going to tap into what you're going through at this moment in time, how you're moving through this time period, and of course, what lies on the other side. This reading, it may not resonate with everyone, of course, because I shuffle from the deck and I do not choose the cards for you. They pop out at will, so please bear that in mind. Also, I've opened up a competition for 1 subscriber to win a free personal reading from me, but I'll let you know how to win that a little bit later on, because some people are here just for the reading and I don't like to waste anyone's time. So let's get straight to it. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Aries? What do they need to know right now? What are they going through at this present moment in time? Can you please show them the way? How are they moving through this time period? What lies on the other side? Well, the first card there is the 7 of Swords, okay? So you're a very passionate person and you have lots of thoughts running through your mind a mile a minute, and you may feel extra pressurized right now, but something may be giving you a headache in your life. And it can be that, it can be literally that you're having like migraines because perhaps you're spending too much time on some sort of computer device or screen perhaps, or it can also indicate that you just feel a bit under pressure right now and things are at capacity. But also, you know, this is a card of independence. It can indicate that you're busy marching to the beat of your own drum, and it's hard to be you and be authentic and, of course, live life according to your dreams and goals. Society has a structure that, you know, we are told that we must abide by or adhere to in some way, and it can be that you are trying to transform something in your life that doesn't sort of fit in with that sort of set of rules or regulations. You know, it doesn't mean you're doing something dishonest at all. It just means that you are trying to like live a life without conforming, living life on your own terms without people pleasing in some way. And it's hard, okay? But you're living your own truth. So it's very admirable. You do have a 10 of Swords there. And we've got the 4 of Wands. So looking at just these 3 cards, I can see that a lot of you, you know, I mentioned you're a very passionate person, but you may have felt a little bit detached or on autopilot recently, because swords are all about detachment. They're also about the mind, very cerebral, lots of thoughts. You know, you're trying to transform your life, but you don't want to feel pressurized into making changes right now. You need to sit with thought and really strategize before you make a decision, because the 10 of Swords can indicate that, you know, something is over in your life. You're so ready for a new start, or you're so fed up with something. And I feel a lot of you, it can be that you feel that either you haven't been feeling 100% yourself for a little while, that you're just doing, you know, you're showing up for yourself every day, you're battling away, making life work as smoothly as possible for yourself, but you may feel that, you know, somehow you have been detached and you are trying to rediscover that part of yourself that is more spontaneous, goes out there and is passionate and, you know, having fun and just, you know, letting your hair down, especially if you have lots of responsibilities on your shoulders. Look at that Knight of Swords, lifestyle changes there. You're always on the go. It just feels like it's constant, like you're on a bit of a treadmill right now. And of course, because you are an Aries, you know, you are someone who is intense. You're someone who is very talented, very gifted. You're someone who is a go-getter and also a goal setter. So you're not afraid to be on the go and, you know, taking life by the horns, as it were. You're someone who basically is a warrior. You've battled away in life. You've been through some stuff, and you are someone who tends to not fear moving into uncharted territory, or you tend to be someone who can conquer something new in your life. You're not afraid, you don't shy away from it. And right at the center of your reading, we've got this Five of Wands there, and this figure is literally like battling a dragon. So this could be right now, because there are so many swords here to start your reading, it can be that it's the inner battle that you're dealing with right now. You're sitting with some challenging or difficult thoughts. You're trying to quieten the inner critic there. Some of you may have to make a decision about circumstances, and you're just trying to get clear in your head what it is that you actually want, what will make you happy, what makes you feel free. So I do see a lot of you, and the Two of Wands is there. So it can be that sometimes, you know, when life feels like it's at a pause, or it feels like you're in a rush. It feels like, you know, you're really busy, but somehow you're still in the same place. It just feels like you're accomplishing a lot. You're out there happening to life, but still you feel like you're either waiting for results, or the goal is always just out of reach. It just feels like you're on the treadmill of life in some way. And the Seven of Swords can indicate it gives you a big old headache, and you're trying to transform your life in some way, to restructure it in a different way, and maybe even approach it a different way. But also, I feel, you know, the outcome looks super positive. I mean, you've got 2 fours here, 4 Pentacles, 4 Wands. Happier times lie ahead. Lots of fun, excitement, spending time with people and friendships where you celebrate each other. 4 Pentacles, you're going to be secure financially. 2 Cups, you know, nurturing relationships, also an affinity with your life, and understanding why some of the challenges have come along, because normally chaotic situations occur just before you're about to have a major breakthrough. So it could be that you're about to have this major breakthrough on something, conquer it, and basically, if it's been negative, cut it out forever. And for some of you, it could be, for example, if you've come to this reading and you've been battling with your health, or you've been battling with something that's been on your mind, or even a relationship, it can be that you are finding an alternative approach to conquer it, and better times lie ahead. You know, more secure energy in your vitality and in your health, but also in relationships, friendships. And the Queen of Swords energy is about being really precise about what it is that you want. You know, being very goal-oriented and cutting out anything that hurts you. I feel a lot of you are looking at what hurts you or hinders you in life, and you're just not accepting it anymore. You are erecting healthier boundaries. So for some of you, because there's 2 knights here, a Knight of Cups and a Knight of Swords, this can indicate that you and a person have had a bit of a conflict, or something about this relationship or friendship or whatever it is, the dynamic has changed, and you're a little bit surprised. And, you know, it feels like you're different in some way, and you really cared about this person. And it just feels like either they betrayed your trust, or you feel that, you know, they have revealed a side of themselves that you're not comfortable with anymore. And you are deciding to like step away from this to basically work out how you feel about it. And I do see that, of course, the Five of Wands, and I'll show you all these cards in a moment, but that Five of Wands, it indicates that both of you are very different, and it's about honoring each other's differences. But I do see in the future with that Four of Wands there that you and this person, you can come together in union. You can work out a conflict if you've been having a problem with a person in your life, or you feel just, because I'm being given the word estranged. So either you're trying to distance yourself because something has changed in the relationship with a person. I mean, this doesn't have to be like a family member or your partner or soul tribe member. It could be someone at work, for example. It could be someone who's been micromanaging you. They're always picking holes in your work, for example, or you feel that you have to leave a position or do something else because this person, it's like you're not avoiding them because you're not afraid to face something. That's who you are. But I feel maybe they have been like shying away from the fact, and you may actually have a very honest, open conversation in the future where both of you lay cards on the table and say, this is how it is. And both of you can come to an understanding of each person's viewpoint. So there can be more of an affinity where both of you are like, oh, okay, I misunderstood. Or, you know, it just feels like a discussion or a mediation where both of you can come together in union, because this is a reunion card, and of course the Two of Cups is a celebration. It's like both of you come to an agreement. Could also be because that Five of Wands is there, you know, let bygones be bygones, okay, in order to keep the peace. So it could be something to do with your neighborhood, or a neighbor, or a landlord or landlady, or, you know, it could be someone that you feel has challenged you and it's unfair. And I feel like you will find a way to achieve a more harmonious relationship with this situation. But your guard is up. You're not allowing this person to overstep a mark or a boundary later on. That's what I'm seeing. But let's take it back, okay? Because your first card there is a Seven of Swords. Now, this card can often get misunderstood, okay? Because the history of this card indicates diplomacy. The figure on the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot, they are removing the weaponry from the army. So it could be that there is a conflict, or there is something that is challenging right now for you, and you're trying to find a way to remove the difficulty in order to have a beneficial outcome. So it could be, for example, that if you find yourself in the middle of a conflict, it could be that you're trying to be really diplomatic about the situation. You're being honest and true and authentic to how you feel, but you're finding a way to articulate yourself in a healthier way to not, like, amplify the conflict, for example. And I feel that's something that is very important. You're still living your truth. You're still, you know, taking accountability for your actions and saying what you need to say, but your delivery in it is not cold. It is not callous, you know. So I feel this could be that you are trying to manage stress levels right now, and you're trying not to have knee-jerk reactions to people. And I just wanted to say, and they're peoplery, okay? That's not a word, but it can be like people. Just don't understand them. Sometimes they're complex, and sometimes, you know, they're really frustrating. So it can be that some of you are dealing with someone who is a little bit frustrating right now, and they may even be someone who comes to you for advice for some reason, and you're like, I give the advice and they never take it. And then they come back to me and they're always asking for the same advice, and I'm giving the same advice and they never listen. So it's like you're kind of getting frustrated with this and saying, look, I've given you the advice. You didn't take it. What more do you want from me? So it could be that you're kind of like stating your stance on something, because looking at your cards, I feel like you're fed up on something. You're done with something. And it could be that you're done with life always been like super challenging, that it's hard and you're showing up for yourself all the time. But I also see a lot of you are striving for this independence, because the Seven of Swords is all about independence, and it is about a yearning to break free of groupthink. You're unique. You're different. You're not going to do things that other people do. You're not going to do things that people expect of you either. But this card can indicate that a lot of you feel under pressure right now, or you have to make a decision about something. And this card can highlight that you want to make an important but informed decision before you actually, you know, action whatever it is you want to do. And the Knight of Swords says, you know, you're thinking about rushing in and doing it, but you are aware that if you do rush in, you could miss something, an important piece of information, or there could be a mistake there. Some of you may also have to deal with a person's mistake, and it's like you come to the rescue, as it were, because this is a Knight of Swords. So it can be that someone's made a mistake and you're not covering up this mistake, is what I want you to be aware of, because the Knight of Swords is to be truthful, is to be honest and upfront. But it can be that you are helping someone, and you know, it's like you're stepping up to save the day on something. So this is a person who in the future will do you a favor, but you're not doing it for that reason. That's coming out there as well. But I feel like you're leading with integrity. And this Seven of Swords energy is giving me like major kind of like someone avoiding direct conflict. It's like, yeah, I just keep getting this energy of like having the courage to be honest and open, but avoiding a conflict. So either being diplomatic or, you know, just waiting to see how something's going to turn out, to get the results of it before you actually confront it. Okay, so it could be that you heard some information about a person and you're reserving your judgment until you get the full facts, and you're not having a knee-jerk reaction to something until like you wait it out, and then basically you'll confront it when you need to confront it. This could be a breach of confidentiality, for example, or someone you trusted actually betrayed you in some way. So I'm going to pull a card on this because this is you kind of noticing that perhaps someone has not been themselves or has revealed a side of themselves that you're not particularly happy about. And it's like you're waiting and you're watching and you have something to say to this person, but you're trying to get clear on what it is you need to approach them with. Okay, so let me just pull a card on that Seven of Swords. The Hermit. Now, because this is a reading all about you, I don't really want to deal with things outside of yourself, but this is something that has come out immediately because the Four of Wands, it's about relationships, okay? And not relationships between like partners, it can be just relationships with people in general, okay? And with that Hermit energy and this kind of like withdrawing yourself in order to wait for results, in order to get clear on what it is you need to say, I feel that's healthy because it means you're not going to have a knee-jerk reaction to something. My readings are never about gossip or anything like that, but it could be something that perhaps you've heard or perhaps something you've discovered about a person and you're like, I'm going to wait and watch, or I'm going to, you know, hold this information back right now until such time as I need to address it. And the Hermit energy indicates this is wise, okay? You're going to think about it before you take action on it, okay? Now, a lot of you removing people or situations from this energy read of these two cards, I would say you're under a lot of pressure right now to bring your A game in life. And the Hermit energy indicates that you need to make sure that you do take good quality time to rest, okay? Because Seven of Swords can be pressure and it can manifest in many different ways. So if you've been having like migraines, for example, or you have been, you know, basically feeling a lot of pressure in your neck and your shoulders and your head, I would say that this is a good sign from your body that you need to listen and take some time to have some downtime, regroup, re-energize, recharge, and it's only temporary. The Hermit is always a temporary energy. Interesting that the Hermit came out and I got that message earlier about, you know, people and them being people-y and things like that. The Hermit actually removes themselves from society when it just gets too much. It's like many different things I'm getting here. It's like some of you may be thinking about the nature of life and leading a simple life, for example, where you don't want to follow a life of materialism, or, you know, you're someone who is very passionate, but that is not to be mixed up with ambition, because I feel there's a healthy ambition and also a negative ambition, and I feel like you've got the healthy energy there. So I feel like you're trying to do something that will lead to a simpler way of living. So it can be that you are putting yourself under pressure right now in order to do all the hard work, in order to be able to like have more free time later on, for example. But I feel like your body is saying, note what you are capable of. Otherwise, you know, there could be a setback there. So that's something that's coming out. The Hermit energy with the Seven of Swords, it can indicate that you've got something on your mind and you need to withdraw in order to focus on it, whether it's launching a business, whether it's trying a new lifestyle choice, because you have that Knight of Swords, which means you're busy having different reactions to different circumstances. You're not the same person. Something has changed within you, and now your approach to life is different. So it could be that you're trying to perhaps live more on the land. For example, maybe some of you are in the city and you're like trying really hard to work towards living in nature. Some of you could be like moving abroad or migrating your business or launching something that is new, bold, and daring. And you don't want any distractions at this time because you're trying to do something that's very important for you. Swords are all about the mind, so it can indicate you've got a lot on your mind right now. And because we have the Lantern there, my guides are also giving me this energy of like being mindful of like screens and your eyes, okay? Because we got light, like different measures of light here, and because there's a bit of a flame, which can connect to like a migraine source or something like that. It can be that if you've got pressure in your eyes, perhaps this is like an indication that you need a little bit of a checkup. I don't see anything negative here. I want you to be aware of it. There's lots of positive cards as your outcome, but it can be that you're due like an eye test, for example, or the pressure on your eyes has changed in some way. And it could be due to a light source. Maybe it's more about having more natural light sources, for example, or perhaps you're someone who works, late into the night on your laptop, and, the light from the laptop is affecting your eyes. Maybe you need a brighter kind of like environment, or perhaps you need a screen on your like laptop in order to protect your eyes from the glare, for example. Because I'm just getting this energy of like paying attention to your health. And also this can be like you're so fed up with people like not being there for you. This is an aside. It's like I'm jumping to this other energy where you're focused on yourself and your health at this time, and you need good quality rest, but also you may feel just fed up of people kind of like not owning their truth, because this is someone who you are. You tend to be very authentic. You show up for people. You're always there for people. So it can be that you're fed up that people are not there for you, or people have excuses, and it's like you're withdrawing yourself from these situations because you're choosing you. You're prioritizing your own needs. And some of you may even be like removing yourself because the Ten of Swords is there. Something is done. I feel with that Hermit energy, you may have given someone or something enough opportunities to shape up or ship out, and you're done. I feel this is about you saying, I'm only choosing things that make me feel happy or make me feel joy. You're driving out negativity. You're driving out pain. Ten of Swords is a very painful card. It can mean the end of something. For some of you, it can be a graceful end of something, but I really want you to have a look at this card, because in the background, there's a maze, okay? And of course, there is a centaur there as well. So it can indicate that, right now, you are in the stages of having like responsibility. If you think about the person there, it's all about responsibility, doing what you have to do as like a human, showing up every day, paying the bills, doing life, right? And then we've got the centaur, the half of the horse, which is like this wild and free spirit where when you were younger, perhaps you felt a little bit more able to explore your wild side. And I feel like some of you, because there's so many swords here, it can be that you have just been doing life and feeling a little bit on autopilot, and you want to reignite that spark, that passion, do more things that bring you joy. I see a lot of you returning to something that you used to love doing, but also returning to company of people that you lost touch with, or, living your passion in a certain way where maybe it's a hobby or maybe it's a creative endeavor. I just see you rediscovering aspects of self at this time to really just reignite that passion, that lust for life, but also rediscover yourself in some way. Now, you are someone who is a force to be reckoned with. And, you tend to be someone who, as I mentioned, is always very passionate, tenacious. You turn life around. And I feel that with that Two of Wands, something may have made you like stop in your tracks and really reflect, okay? Because this is a card which means you're in the planning stages of something, you're waiting and seeing something. I mean, for some of you, you could feel a little bit suspicious of someone's actions. Doesn't have to be even connected to people in your immediate circumstances. This could be that you're suspicious of the way that the world is run right now. You may feel that something is afoot and you can't quite put your finger on it, but you feel something that is going to change in a big way is going to happen. It could be that you are preempting something, because the swords can be of the mind. It's like you just know something is changing, or you just know that something isn't fair, or something is corrupt at the very core of society, perhaps. And it's like Two of Wands, you feel it's really hard to plan, but you're trying to zoom a little bit more into your life to get busy living your life and having fun with the people that you care about, because this is like, you're done with waiting. You're done with kind of like watching from the sidelines. You want to get more involved in your life right now, and that Four of Wands there is about letting your hair down. It's about, getting out there and dancing and feeling free in your body. It's about music. It's about art. It's about, being a human. So it's almost like you are rewilding yourself in some way. Now, the Two of Wands, of course, indicates that you are mapping your progress in life. And some of you, with those two cards, it can be that you are a very harsh critic on yourself. So this is about quietening the inner critic. Just when you're about to do something really exciting, it can be that sometimes the seeds of doubt creep in, or the what if you fail creeps in. I want you to be aware there's no such thing as failure. It's a word, of course, but we don't fail. We actually learn how to tweak the plan or navigate away or try something new. It's often the universe saying, I know a better way. If something doesn't work at first, if you think about the greatest minds of our time, they didn't just wake up one morning and invent the light bulb or invent electricity. No, they spent hours going, oh, that didn't work. Okay, so let's try this instead. Let's tweak that. Let's take that away. Let's add this. Life is about exploration. And I feel this is the kind of mode that you're in right now. You're standing on the shores, looking out into the world, saying, what else is out there? And you'll never know unless you go out there and explore it. Because sometimes the safety of the shore is what keeps us stuck. And it can be that that's when you start to feel pressure because you feel like you're missing out on something, or your soul is calling to something that you feel you need to explore. So I really feel right now that this is no more waiting. You're not rushing into something, but also I feel, sometimes you may feel like you should be further along in your life than you are right now, but actually you're exactly where you're meant to be. And what is meant for you will never pass you by. So I really see here that you're trying to catch yourself at any negative thoughts. You're trying to quieten the inner critic, but also the Two of Wands indicates things are developing for you so that you can have the perfect outcome. You may not be able to see it right now because you're in the middle of it. Sometimes when we're in the middle of something, we cannot fully see it. We need to take a step back. And this Two of Wands can be the step back. Sometimes there is purpose in pause. So I see here that you're aligning yourself with something that you've been manifesting, and actually you are making progress. But the Two of Wands is to step into the unknown. The unknown is out there and it is ready to be explored, and you are one of the biggest explorers of the zodiac. So I feel life is about to get very exciting for you, okay? Because we have that Knight of Swords. You're doing things differently. You're not accepting the status quo in some way. And I feel this is a flurry of activity. So, because we have so many swords, this could mean that you're utilizing your words. You have something to say. You've got your story. So whatever that is, it could be that you're documenting it, writing a book, writing a blog, or doing a podcast, or getting something out there. Could also be that you're holding presentations, or you're getting more involved in the community in some way. This is you having something to say. And for some of you, you may have waited a long time to say it, but now I do feel that you have found the words to articulate what it is you need to say, and you're getting your message out there is what I see. And it can be in the form of a screenplay or a piece of art or, music in some way, because a lot of you are embracing creativity as a vehicle of expression at this time. And with this Knight of Swords, I also see here that you're transforming something in your life, lifestyle changes. And the main lifestyle change I see here is if it hurts, you don't want any part of it. You're done with anybody, giving backhanded compliments or being toxic or cycles of repeat. You're so done with so much. And I feel like you are taking ownership, taking charge of your life. And this is you charging into the fray, saying, I'm not afraid. I'm standing up for what I believe in, and I'm not afraid. And you never have been, but I do see this Knight of Swords as in you taking action. You're not just someone who speaks about whatever it is that you want to accomplish. You're a doer, a natural born doer is what I see there. So with that Knight of Swords, I feel that you are running with your beautiful and brilliant mind, and, you are going to be very successful in your endeavors. Now, I do see here that some of you may be trying to make a decision on something, and it is important to take that pause in order to reflect, because you don't want to rush into it. And if anyone is ever trying to pressurize you into making a decision, it normally means they benefit a lot more from the outcome if they pressurize you than you do. So take your time. We do have a Ten of Swords here. It's in the resistance position. We've got the Knight of Cups and we've got the Five of Wands in the resistance position as well. Now, this can indicate that you've been dealing with someone or a situation that's had unrealistic expectations. So, for example, there is a rise in lots of products and services and rent and mortgages and all of the stuff. And it can be well, this is really unrealistic, but still it's happening. And it can be that you've got something to say about that. And it can be that you are doing something about it. For example, could be that you're finding goods or services that are exactly the same, but for a less price. It could be that you're finding discounts. It could be that you are challenging something that you feel is unfair in some way. I feel that there is something that has been playing out that's unfair. It could even be a personal relationship. I'm just, giving you the energy that I can feel, and you can apply it to your situation. But you're turning your life around. And it's like you are taking back the power. And if, for example, looking at the Four of Pentacles, it can be that you are going to find more financial security in your circumstances. It could be that you are going to collaborate with people or have second streams of income, for example, or it could be that you are going to get some information that helps you with your finances, and you're going to conquer the situation that you're in. For others, it could be that you're launching a business, for example, or you're moving abroad. You're going to a place where you feel like you truly belong, but also a place that really appreciates you, for example, and wants you to thrive and wants you to live a good life, for example. So I'm just picking up on all of these thoughts and energies because you have so many swords in your reading, which means you're very cerebral right now. You have a lot of thoughts running and racing through your mind about a better life elsewhere. The Two Wands, there's always a world on it, and that's why I mention the world, because it can indicate that the world has turned upside down. It's a life full of pressure, of things that we never imagined would ever happen, and now we're back in the swing of things. It can be like, well, I'm changed, the world has changed, how do we just go back to what it used to be? Now we're feeling the knock-on effects of everything that occurred, and you are working so hard to, thrive and be successful in goalposts and parameters that have been changed and, extended, where it just feels like now there's just a lot more pressure going on. And it can be that you're adapting, and you are a great adapter. But I also see a lot of you like either leaving a lifestyle behind or transforming something and having a new start, which will benefit you, because the Ten of Swords in the resistance position, it means no more challenge, no more pain. It means that you are recovering a situation or having a new start, or you're forgiving your past so that you can move on. You're not forgiving a person or the situation, you're lightening your karmic load. Because if you do not forgive a situation, you carry that baggage with you. And I feel like it's heavy, you're tired, and you're like done with it. If someone hurts you and you are angry at that person, the anger is only hurting you. It's like, telling them how angry you are at them, and they just walk away and they're like unaffected by it, but you're left with all this rage and emotion, and it's affecting you inside. So I feel a lot of you are like dropping the past because you realize that actually it's just been keeping you stuck. It's been haunting you. It's been hurting you. Whatever it is, I feel like there's something new going on in your life right now, and you are grabbing this opportunity with both hands. In fact, it's something you've been waiting for a long time, and it brings so much joy and freedom and security and laughter and togetherness in your life. And I feel this is about you having healthier boundaries, doing what you feel is right for you. And this Ten of Swords, it will go into the upright. Now, I want you to be aware of that. There is always going to be pressure in life, always. There's always going to be new starts. There's always going to be endings. Endings really don't stop there. It means transition towards something greater. And there's always going to be someone who doesn't see your worth. Don't ever let it be you. So I feel like this is you like prioritizing your own needs and recognizing that something needs to give right now, okay? Now, the Ten of Swords can indicate that you have been under a very stressful situation or a very challenging situation for some time, and it could be for you or groups of people, and it can indicate that you've been sacrificing a lot of your time, and you may feel stuck in a rut, or you may feel, because there is a bit of a maze there, you may feel that life right now has been 2 steps forward, 4 steps back, but that is still progress. So I feel, there is an energy here of you making even more progress in the future, but do not kind of dismiss how far you've come, because you are a warrior. This card only shows up when you're a warrior. You're someone who is so strong because you've had to be strong. And I feel like you're doing a really great job in your circumstances, even when you feel like you are not, okay? Now, with the Five of Wands, in the resistance position, it is super positive. It actually means that, you are problem solving right now. There's going to be a period of harmony for you, and you're letting go of something, or you're letting go of something that was challenging, or something that was difficult is coming to an end. That is the end of conflict. Now, this can be within a friendship or, a business relationship, a neighborhood, can be the inner battle. It can be you quietening the inner critic and noticing when you're about to do something really exciting and successful, suddenly those thoughts come in like, wow, can I sustain this? Can I maintain this? Am I good enough? What if I fail? Or, what if you fly? What if you're more successful than anybody you've ever known? What if you live a lifestyle that is something that you aspire to? Sometimes, we feel a measure of anxiety or fear, shall we say, just before when we're about to do something really exciting and we know deep down we're going to be successful at it. But it also means change. It means a new life. It means adapting to change. So for example, if you're someone who is like a performer, musician, artist, actor, actress, someone who's striving to do creative work, right? And suddenly, the dream job comes along and you're like, well, this is it. This is the thing that I've always wanted, just to, showcase my skills, really involve myself in my project, transform, reach people, get my message out there. But fame comes along with that. Suddenly you're in the public eye. Suddenly your private life isn't so private anymore. Suddenly there's a compromise. Suddenly there's sacrifice. And it can mean that suddenly you're about to do something you always wanted to do, but it comes with change, and a big lifestyle change is that. It could be that now you're traveling around the world doing press junkets. It could be that, you can't spend as much time with your family anymore. Same with if you work in like your own business, for example. It could be that you love your family, you want to stay where you're at, but you've set up this business and it's growing, it's expanding, and the better opportunities lie in a different country. But maybe your family don't want to go to that country. Maybe, you're going to have to make a decision about this big success, but it comes with a decision. It comes with some sort of transformation. Now, the transformation is actually going to be positive because all of the outcome cards here are super positive, but it also means that, there needs to be deep discussion about reciprocity, about compromise, but ultimately, big things that happen in our life, big successes, whatever they are, please apply it to your situation. They change our life, okay? And it can be that sometimes we're afraid of the change rather than the success. We're afraid of the change. Have you ever noticed that when you level up in life, the people around you change? Why? Because they see you're being very successful and you're upgrading your life in some way. And whilst they are really supportive and excited for you, it starts them thinking about their own life, and they feel like they should be further along or they should have things that you have and they don't. And they distance themselves because you're a constant reminder of the success that they do not have right now. People change. If you come into a large amount of money, people change. They feel either that you're upgrading your life or leaving them behind, or it's lonely at the top. And I feel for some of you, there's this energy of striving for success and feeling that, well, what if things change? What if people shift? And I feel the right people in your life are always going to support and be by your side. You have a very strong network, or the universe is sending you people who get you and support you. So I feel in this success, you are not alone. You're grounded. And I feel the right people are always going to gravitate towards you. And the universe is sending people in who offer opportunity, camaraderie, and of course, fun times. Enjoy the moment, celebrate you. There's definitely something to celebrate here for you. So whatever it is you're striving for or worrying about that perhaps has been on your mind that you think it's not going to happen or it's such a challenge, I see you celebrating it. This is two people toasting an incredible opportunity that has come through. This could be a deal, it could be a resolution on something, could be a rebate, could be a lifestyle change, a move. It could be celebrating, an addition to the family. Whatever it is, I see celebration in your future. And with the Five of Wands, this can also indicate that sometimes, especially with the Ten of Swords, we have to end something or let go of something in order to make everything else fit. Because the Five of Wands, some people also misunderstand this. I mean, this is fighting the dragon, right? This could be inner thoughts, but also the Five of Wands is about things coming together and it being a little bit clunky. Sometimes different parts of our life, they just don't fit. And we have to try and find a way. And sometimes we have to go, okay, well, this isn't working, so I got to let go of this. And then everything else starts to come together. The Five of Wands, I'm just going to show it to you. I'm sure you know it in the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot. Can you please guide me? Where's the Five of Wands? And basically, there's 5 figures, each with a wand, and they're trying to make the shape of a star, okay? And it's clumsy. But it is coming together, and you can see it forming. And even one of the figures, they are wearing like a shirt that has polka dots on it. It's like life is always going to be hard. It's going to be a challenge. And sometimes, you know, you're going to come across people who want to work together, and you're going to come across people who, you know, they cannot work together. But it's how you approach things. And, you know, it's also about showing up and having fun with it. I feel like you're asking yourself, am I having fun with it? If I'm not, why am I doing this? Am I enjoying this? If I'm not, why am I still doing this? So I'm just trying to get this. I was told it was in the middle, but I went through and I saw all the cards in the middle. Maybe I've missed it, but I can't find it. I'm just being given, oh my gosh, it is right in the middle. I don't know how I missed this. My guys were like, it's in the middle, it's in the middle. But I just went through the whole deck and I thought, it can't be in the middle because I've just been through. But anyway, that's my inner conversation with my guides. Five of Wands, as you can see, the star is starting to take shape, okay? And this person is putting the final kind of like wand there, okay? And they're coming in at a very awkward angle, okay? But it's really hard to get into the angle because there's so many people. So, for example, this could represent there's too many cooks in the kitchen. You're trying to do something right now and everybody's trying to get involved and it can be stressful. So that could be your measure of success. Everyone's got an opinion of who you should be, what you should be doing, how you should be doing it. And it's like, oh, enough already. I'm being independent. I'm doing it my own way. I'm not conforming to how you think it should be done. I'm doing it by myself. This could be like you've got a boss who's micromanaging, or a partner who is explaining to you how it should go, or perhaps someone who feels like they're more knowledgeable than you. And you're like, look, I appreciate your advice and your input, but actually I'm doing me. I'm doing it my way. So it can be that, but also it can be that, you know, something that you found challenging is starting to take shape, and actually it's going to be very rewarding and very successful, and you will celebrate this. And you must not forget to celebrate yourself, because you tend to be the sort of person who's accomplished one thing and then you're on to the next. So slow down, enjoy the moment, and raise yourself up a little bit. Be proud of you. Now we have that Knight of Cups. It's in the resistance position there, okay? And this can indicate that there's an unrealistic expectation, as I mentioned. It could also be that you've been dealing with a very challenging person, or a teenager, or a child, or a neighbor, or someone who has really pushed your buttons, okay? And I feel like you find a way of talking to this person where they really understand, and you come to some sort of agreement, or suddenly they view you and your advice or your approach in a different way, because I feel like you are like winning the room, as it were. So it's like negotiation skills. If you're a parent, you'll know that you have to have really good negotiation skills. And that should be something that's put on your resume. As any parent, you know, it's like negotiation skills, 101, I got it. But it could also be that, you know, you found a way to approach a situation differently so that you don't have conflict or arguing in the situation, because you're just so fed up of it. You're like, oh, it always ends up like this. Can we find an alternative way? And in that, there is a unity and a camaraderie. So if it is a child or a teenager or your boss or a neighbor, it's like suddenly you both understand each other, because the nature of the conversation has transformed and there is a healthier discourse, but also a very, I want to say direct one, okay? I was going to say abrupt, but I don't feel it's abrupt. I feel it's you making your point in a way where you give that person options and they have to make a choice. So it's almost like you're giving them a choice and they make the choice. So it's almost like they feel like they're in control by making the choice, when really you're the one who's in control because you offered up the choices in the first place. You know, that sort of conversation where the other person thinks, oh, it was their idea, when really you know it was actually yours and you won the room. Okay, so that's coming out there as well. But for some of you, this Knight of Cups is, you may feel that your spirit has been broken in some way recently, or you feel that life has been challenging and it's tried to knock you down, but you are revitalizing your spirit for something. That's what this card means. It's like you are invited and encouraged by the universe to reignite your spark, follow your bliss, follow your passions, follow your heart, you know, and I feel this is a card of pleasure loving. So if you feel that life has been full of responsibilities and challenges recently, I really feel that you are reconnecting to a part of yourself, and the universe is offering you opportunity to get out there and have more fun. Four of Wands is basically spending time with good company, people that really get you. This could be like hobbies. It could be you involving yourself more in the neighborhood. It could also be you being very creative, joining a dance class, joining a pottery class, maybe being more physical, connecting to sports, or although there's two people on that card, normally there is two people on the Four of Wands, and it represents like a milestone, okay, an achievement. So it can be that you're halfway there on a project, or you're going to celebrate a win on something that you have further to go on, but you're going to see a measure of success in. It can also indicate reunion energy, wondering what a person is up to, and then suddenly they're going to reach out and you're like, wow, that is showing you that we are one, that we are unity in our energy, and that we feel each other. If you're thinking about a person, they're normally thinking about you also. You'll pop into each other's minds. So you may actually get a message from someone that you really care about, but you haven't heard from them in a while. Suddenly they're going to reach out. Just when you were wondering, I wonder how they are, you're going to get a message and you'll be like, whoa, this is the universe trying to help you reignite your sparkle and your belief in the magic of the moment, and also the magic of the universe and how we can transform our circumstances. Now, the Four of Wands means celebration, okay? It means that there is something coming on in that you've been preparing for that will bring you peace, stability, harmony, and of course, some sort of win, okay? For some of you, this could be that you are moving home. Okay, so it can be there's a lot of conflict right now. Your life is in boxes. It feels like chaos. You've got a lot on your mind. You're trying to maintain and sustain life, but you're also moving to a new property. You're going to have a wonderful time when you get there, and you're going to achieve like a wonderful sanctuary of peace. But also, it was challenging to get there, but everything starts to come as it should, and everything slots into place. Could be that you're trying to manage a deal on a property, or you're going into real estate and it's been challenging, but things are picking up there for you. This is to celebrate a win. For some of you, this could also be that you and a person are in a relationship and there's been some conflict, and you can resolve that, and suddenly you're moving towards a healthier relationship where you understand each other more, maybe get engaged, get married, for example. This is always the engagement card. So it can indicate that, you and your person, if you've been at conflict, it can be that you resolve this conflict, or you move towards meeting with a mediator who can help you in the relationship to save the relationship. There is a reunion here. So I feel it brings you together. A lot of you, if you're in a high-level commitment already, this could be a new start that you and your partner are contemplating right now, and it just feels like a whole headache trying to organize it or work out the logistics of it, and suddenly you set the ball moving and it's happening, and then it's done, and it just kind of like transforms your relationship. You're stronger together, you are more articulate in how you feel, both of you feel seen, and it just feels like a new lease of life there as well. Now, we have double four. This tends to mean like major transformation, but also major security. Four Pentacles, this could be that you have plans to save more. You're being very strategic. You're organized, structured, and, you're making sure that you stay on top of your savings plans, for example. Four Pentacles normally means that you're in a secure circumstance, and this is your future energy. But also the Four Pentacles, whilst it does mean you're taking ownership of your life, you're taking charge, it also comes with a cautionary tale. Life is full of responsibilities, and it's also full of ups and downs, pressures, setbacks, and sadness sometimes. And it can be that we must not hold on to these things, because these things will keep us rooted to the spot and will keep us stuck. We are human beings meant to transform and transcend, and this is a card that says, do not let life pass you by holding on to things. Do not let this sense of, responsibility, which we all have them, of course, do not let it just be that in your life. You're meant to explore different things. Variety is the spice of life. Can you have the balance between fun and freedom and, going out there and being integrated in society and community? as well as focusing on your responsibilities and your security in life? The answer is yes. And I feel in the future, if you're feeling a bit overwhelmed right now by all the things you have to do, in the future, you're carving out a time for yourself to do it. And that Queen of Swords means you're being very strict with your energy. I mean, it's interesting how your first card is all about independence. Seven of Swords, marching to the beat of your own drum. And the Queen of Swords is also about independence. There's a lone wolf on that card. So that can literally mean either you're going off and exploring new things on your own, or it can indicate that you're setting yourself free. There's a caged bird there, all of them flying out. It's like you're not going to remain stuck in a situation. But also, this could be as simple as, learning the word no. You may be feeling really overwhelmed. You're always helping people, always there for people, and it may be that you're taking command of that word no. You don't like letting people down. But at the same time, you don't want to lose yourself and what you need to do for you by always giving out to others. There can be a balance. You can do both. So it can be that in the past, for example, if you agreed to help somebody and you were loving the fact that you're helping somebody, but also when it came around to having time for you, you're like, oh, I ran out of time. Okay, maybe tomorrow. And then you're giving more of yourself and you're like, oh, I keep running out of time, and you're not honoring your own needs. Sometimes we can feel frustrated in that. We still want to help, but we also don't want to lose sight of what it is we feel we need to do for ourselves. And saying no, or saying I can't help right now, maybe tomorrow, or when I've done this thing for me, then I can help you. Sometimes we can feel guilt in that, and I feel like right now you are taking accountability, but also taking the power back and saying, I'm not feeling guilty for saying no. I'm not feeling guilty for honoring my own time. I'm doing it. I'm showing up for me. And when we have that cup of love, because it's normally for the self first, this Knight of Cups is like learning to love yourself on a deeper level. It's about following your hopes and dreams. It's about feeling, this romance for life again, wanting to get out there and stop and smell the roses, for example, or see the magic in the everyday. When we actually decide to do that and feel fulfilled within ourselves, then we can actually help other people, because our cup is full for ourselves, so we feel fulfilled. And therefore we can extend to others. But, if we feel empty and drained and exhausted and snappy and frustrated, then we're not going to help anybody, and we're not going to help ourselves. So it is about taking stock of things and also having good quality time in order to replenish resources. Now we have the Two of Cups, something to celebrate here. I mean, for some of you, it could be that you're someone who is super independent, right? If you're in a single energy right now, you're on your own, you may be hoping to meet someone someday, but you may have had a heartbreak. You may have been betrayed in the past, and it's changed the way that you look at love. It may feel like you've had to guard your heart. You've been waiting to meet a person who really wants to break down the walls, but maybe that person is you breaking down the walls, forgetting about the past, moving on from it. Although it shaped who you are and it's very challenging to get over, believe me, I've been destroyed in a relationship in the past, and very hard to believe in love again or trust love again. And, I feel for some of you, it may have been a long time that you've been waiting, but the right person is being ushered into your life, who is going to love you in the way that you truly deserve and desire. And there is a union here for you and this person. Soulmates, you're meant to be together. There's an understanding, there's a reciprocity, and there's a friendship, a solid foundation from which you and this person and each other, you can feel that you can be your true authentic selves. You can tell each other everything and not feel judged. You can trust this person and rely on this person because they are faithful and they're kind and they're true. But we do have this Queen of Swords, and I feel one of the biggest messages is about being articulate about what it is you want, being direct. Sometimes people will go into a relationship and they say, you know what, I'm going into this relationship, I'm just going to see how it goes. Now that's great because of course it means you're not attaching an outcome and putting pressure on a situation. But at the same time, it's like, be clear about what you want in a relationship. Just seeing how it goes could mean anything. Do you want to settle down? Do you want to get married? Do you want to have children? Do you not want to have children? Do you want to avoid marriage? Do you want to be in a high level commitment with someone, but you just want to, declare your love to each other every day without a piece of paper that says we are married? What is it you want in a relationship? When you're really direct and you can articulate what it is that you need in a relationship, it gives the other person the opportunity to say, that's exactly what I want, or that's not what I was hoping for. So you don't have any surprises later on in the relationship. So I feel, this is across the board. It's like always be upfront and say what you want, because if you have kept something to yourself that you really want and you're expecting it to be delivered, but you haven't articulated it, whether it's out to the universe or whether it is to a person, then it's very hard for your needs to be met if you're keeping it to yourself, because not everybody is a mind reader, okay? So that's coming through there as well. But the Queen of Swords is someone with healthier boundaries, someone who's been through a lot, who has, battled away and got to a certain position, who is strong, independent, wild, and free, but also direct, has clarity of purpose. And a lot of you, if you've been feeling a little bit lost, or you've been dealing with the inner battle, or you've had the goal, but life has given you 2 steps forward and 4 steps back, I feel like you're going to win a situation and be in a really great position where your intentions are aligned and you have clarity of purpose and you take it to where you want to go. So I feel life is about to change for you, and it's super positive is what I see here. Anything more with that, Queen of Swords? I mean, for some of you, I feel like there's this energy of you being very principled and very powerful in your situation. I feel like you've been through something that has caused a lot of sadness, okay? And I feel like you're removing that now from life, okay? Of course, there's always going to be some sort of conflict, but I feel the big stuff that you've been going through, I feel like you're coming out the other side. You're changed, but I feel like you're in a powerful situation. I mean, for some of you, Queen of Swords can also indicate that you've been through a divorce, for example, and, it was challenging, and you've had to fight lots of negative thoughts. You've had to readjust your life in some way, and you're learning to have fun again. You're learning to rediscover a part of yourself. You are healing, and you are, getting involved in life again. And it can be a liberating experience once you've processed what just happened. So it can be that you're going through that. And I'm sending you a huge hug out there if that's you. We have an energy here of your planted seeds are ready to harvest. So a lot of you are launching something new, or you're standing on the shores waiting for the right time to launch something, but you're ready. Okay, you're not rushing into it, you're ready. And it says plenty, abundance, ripe, and release. Okay, we've also got many moons ago, so that's probably why I was given a past energy there. It says embrace the wisdom of your past, the past memories and nostalgia. The past shapes us, it informs us as to how we normally approach things moving forward, but it must not govern our future happiness. So I feel like you are setting yourself free from something in your past so that you can be free, happy, and enjoy life a little bit more. Whatever that is for you. It can be a circumstance, can be a period in the world, it can be experience with a partner, or maybe something to do with your health. It just feels like, you are transforming your life for the better, and there's a lot of celebration in your future. And finally, we have moon rise. You will rise again stronger and wiser. Resurrection, comeback, and rising above. And that's what I see here. Yes, there's a lot of challenge cards, but I feel like you are rising above and you are re-empowering yourself. So I would say this is a very exciting springboard time for you, where life can go in any direction, but you're in control of the direction that you're going. So the universe supports it and will send some extra good karma your way as well. So I'm just going to go and get a trinket or a rune before we close. Okay, so we have, of course, we have the arrow about setting an intention, hitting your target. That's the Mars energy of passion, of action, of tenacity, and being driven there as well. But it's also about being precise. What makes you happy? What is it you want? What is the goal? And I feel this will really help you kind of like prioritize your own needs. I mean, this can also be an arrow, Cupid's bow, for example, where if you're looking for love, you may be finding love at first sight there as well. Also, we have the key. Now, the key is destiny. So this is you unlocking your destiny, but also it has, the peace flower there, the rose, which connects to the death card energy, which is all about transformation, change, new beginnings. Definitely see that happening here. But it can also be a revelation. It can be a breakthrough on a revelation. So if you're discovering something about a person who's either betrayed you or breached your confidence, or perhaps someone that you're just seeing them with new eyes, I feel it changes everything. It can be healed, but at the moment I feel like you may withdraw in order to really reflect on how you want to proceed with this. You're changed and the relationship has changed forevermore as you go forward, but I feel like you're approaching it in a different way that may even surprise them. But on a personal level, I see more that you are unlocking your destiny and you're in control and you're going from strength to strength. So I will leave it there, my beautiful Aries. I hope something resonates in that reading for you. If you'd like to be with the chance to win a free personal reading from me, all you have to do is envisage the world in a golden healing light. That's all I ask of you. Please, I feel like we really need it right now. And if we collectively do it, we really can change the vibrations in the world. Even on a small scale, it's still better than nothing. So just envisage that world in a golden healing light. And in the comments below, just put an emoji of a world and a heart. And I will enter everyone into a competition and announce the winner probably next week now, because we're coming to the end of that period. So you still have time to enter if you haven't already. Also, if you don't have emojis, just write the words world and heart and I'll still enter you into the competition. So thank you so much, my beautiful Aries, and love and light.